Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. If you're new here then hi, my name is Miss Paris and on my channel you can find tips, advice and information all about teaching as well as being able to follow along with my own personal journey. So if that's something that interests you, make sure to go and check out previous videos and go and check out my playlist if you're looking for anything in particular. Today we're going to delve into personal statements because I talk a lot about personal statements, and as you know or may not know, I offer personal statement coaching and proofreading and even a workbook. However, the thing I keep talking about, and actually I kind of take for granted and assume that everyone knows about, is how to structure a paragraph. And actually, judging by the fact that I keep commenting this when I'm proofreading, lots of people still don't know. So that is what we're going to be looking at today. And the answer is, in case you're one of those people that are trying to invest in their personal statement and their interview questions, but their attention span isn't very long and they're not going to stay on the video for very long, the answer to this is PEAL. 4 nice letters. PEAL, done, dusted. If you think you're happy with it, you're confident, then see you soon. But if you want to know a little bit more, then keep watching, because what we're going to do in this video is we're going to go through each letter, what it stands for and what this might look like in a personal statement. So first letter of PEAL is obviously the P. The P stands for point or purpose, and this is where you start your paragraph by talking about what you're going to talk about. Does that make any sense? So basically, I want to be able to tell from the first line of your paragraph what you're about to talk about. And this is the thing, it sounds so obvious, but very often I will read a paragraph and the first line will be, let's say, talking about lesson planning. And I'm like, okay, cool, I'm going to read a paragraph about lesson planning. Then 2 lines later, it talks about assessments. Then 2 lines later, it talks about telling parents the data from the assessments. And I'm like, whoa, hang on a second, we're not even at the end of the paragraph and you've already mentioned 3 really good points, but none of them are expanded. You cannot make a good point and a whole paragraph in less than 2 lines. Like, it is impossible. So in the first line of your paragraph, make it clear what you're about to talk about. It's like the little introduction for what's to come. Next is your first E. Now this is normally evidence, but if it's easier, you can interchange the 2 E's. You could do an explanation first and then an example, or an example and then explanation. It doesn't matter. Imagine this is like the filling of your sandwich. So the first E is your evidence, your example. Thankfully they all start with E. But this is your proof. So let's say you have done your point. Your point is, I'm really good at lesson planning. Obviously it's going to be a bit more in depth than that. And then your evidence, your example, is going to show proof that you are good at lesson planning. So it might be a really, really good lesson that you planned that was engaging, that maybe was like outdoor learning, if that's something the school you're applying to likes. It might be that actually everyone was engaged, you did a really fun activity that got all the children, you know, interacting, involved. Great, that's your evidence, your example. The second E is explaining, and this is what a lot of people miss. They'll do their point, they'll do their for example, and then they'll move on, and that's it. And I'm like, no, this is the vital point. You need to do this. It is the explanation. It is talking about the impact that your example has. So let's say said lesson was really, really engaging. The children were really, really involved. The explanation is where you talk about the impact of the children getting involved. So because of their involvement, the children retained lots of knowledge, and when we later assessed X piece of content later on in the week, they performed really well because it had been a memorable experience for them. I would recommend always trying to, in your explanation, talk about the impact on pupil progress, because obviously at the end of the day, that is what our jobs are. It is to promote progress in children. So if you're talking about an example and then you say it was good for pupil progress, it's a winner. And then the final letter of PEAL is your L. It is your link. And this is where you link it back to the start of the paragraph. It's almost a summary, being like, oh, if you got distracted or lost in my example, in my explanation, this is a reminder of what I'm talking about. And in your link, this is where you link it back to the personal specification. And so that if they are just tick boxing your application in comparison to the personal specification, they can easily see, right, yeah, they've addressed this, tick, and then move on to the next one. So beautiful paragraph. P, It's your point, your purpose. First line, it should be obvious what you're about to talk about. Don't make it cryptic. Don't be like, oh, I'm trying to hook them into the paragraph. No. Just be blunt. Obviously don't say I am good at lesson planning full stop, because that's not a very good point. Come on, we're still gonna write professionally and academically here. Then you have your E, your evidence, your example, your proof that what you're saying is true and you're not just, you know, throwing statements out there really casually. Remember, actions speak louder than words, so you want to have that example in there. Next is your explanation. You're talking about the impact it had on the pupils and the pupils' learning and their progress. And then the L, you're linking back to the start of your paragraph, reminding them what you've just been talking about, just to summarize and be like, see, I told you so, my point is very valid, and link it to the personal specification. So that is a quick stop tour. Do check out my personal statement services if you are watching this and being like, that was a really helpful tip, but I've already written mine and I just need help refreshing, you know, the statement, adapting it, improving it. Then all the details will be in the link below. Don't forget to like, subscribe, etc. And good luck if you are currently job hunting. I will see you very soon. Bye bye.